ba, ba. Okay. I'm doing all right. It's another evening of fun and crazy. Fun, crazy, and whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Right now we are in a state of odd school weirdness. That is not the best, but oh well, you get through it. I can't wait to play with all those. Again. Oh, Sam, we're not going to do that all night. Smock up. Oh. Oh. Yes! Like I said, I should be broadcasting to all the different spots. Oh. So, should be in good shape. Okay. Sculpting tools. Do not need WD-40 just this second. Alright, we have 1, 2, 3 mini pumpkins active, 2 giant beach balls to engage. Kind of trying to make sure I don't go nuts during the quarantine. Though it's very true that I don't have it anywhere near as bad as other folks. But still. I thought it might be fun to try some giant pumpkins too. So we got us a big ball. Alright, as much fun as this would be to inflate on camera, that would be incredibly boring. I'm probably not going to work on it tonight anyway. So, but yeah, at some point, we're going to go big pumpkin-y. Big pumpkin-y. Alright. What I do want to work on tonight is the rib cage. Should be okay. Just come here, my favorite medium of all. Alright, I'm going to try to not shake that table around too much, as that is the camera table. This table, on the other hand, can bounce all at once. God, I hope so. I hope it will be a massive pumpkin of insane proportions. And I hope to have 2 of them to serve as some sort of, I don't know, either side of the gate maybe, or just really impressive. Main thing I want to do tonight though is get this rib cage clayed, get some style on it. Just made a nice batch of clay, and god damn I love clay. All right. Whew. Yeah, but otherwise, kind of a dullish week, I must say. Work has me mildly concerned, because I don't know if I am contacting people enough. The expectations of what distance learning looks like are not well codified. If it's flying, it means I threw it, Crafty. And if I got angry enough to throw it, then that's not a happy time at all. I definitely want to see what these ribs look like when they got a layer of clay. I think we're going to go for kind of a tree branch look to them. So we'll see what we can do. It's going to be a lot of opportunities to shape them. Although my clay is not sculpty stuff like Jerry's is, I still think I'm going to have a good time with it. Oh. Whew. Nice, Wayne. Yeah, if you guys ever need a close-up, just let me know. I can just haul the project more closer to the camera. And at the moment, to get best coating on these ribs, I am making a tiny pancake, which I am then applying to the outside, bending around back, and joining up in the rear, since the rear is going to be the spot with the least actual visibility to anybody. If the back looks like crap, nobody's going to notice. Now that could be a lot of fun, Crafty. Actually, the biggest one I think I have ever seen was at Spook Hill Farms in Adams, New York, way back when I was a whippersnapper in high school. So long ago. They had a pumpkin that was probably, 6 foot diameter or so. It was definitely not paper mache, but it was just a huge pumpkin. Of course, though, when I think of huge stuff that looks amazing, I think of the giant skull mouth, which I believe is at Haunted Overload. These guys are going to be rock solid, I can already tell. Just the thickness of the clay I've got on here. Oh, man. I want to say I'm tired, but there's really no possibility of that. I got up at like 7 p.m. this evening. My sleep schedule has been destroyed by this corona isolation. feeling I'm going to have to do this in stages just because... God, I hope that's not for me. Andy. Hoot! Thank you. I had a lot of fun making them. I'm still having fun making them. Of course, the soon-to-be not-so-secret is I recently ordered myself a 3D printer. So I am going to see what kind of crazy shenanigans I can get involved in with that device. There is so much stuff out there to print. The time right now apparently is 11:22 p.m. Hello, Melissa. How you doing? At least that's what's giving me on the timestamps for the chats. Which, I don't know if I'm surprised that it's that late. I just made this batch of paper clay, so it is hot off the paint mixer. And I was kind of curious as to how long it actually took me to make it. Longer than I would have liked. Alright, let's pinch these in, so if I have to sculpt it again, then I can come in from a flat. Whew. Yep, tis the way. Alright, let's find ourselves a cool device. Right, there's a couple of cool devices. There's this cool device, there's this cool device. Oh, they're all cool devices. Love it. Alright, so this is that's pretty good. I think this will be better. Yeah. I'm going to go for some wood creasing patterning on this. Recently did some stuff with a stem that I got a little bit woodliney with, and I really liked it, so why not try it here? If I don't like it, just break it off. Doesn't matter. Alright, there's already a problem though in that this is hard to get a 360 on. But then again, at dark and at night, nobody's going to notice. They're just going to go, ooh, it's spooky, and then move on. How about it? Oh, all right. So yeah. At any rate, what we're going for here is just some basic coating at present. Getting it on, around, and set. Yeah, it's about what mine will probably be in the end game there, Wayne. The balloon I got has a the way they measure beach balls, the way they measure beach balls is really weird. They give you the inch span from the top blowing up nozzle to the center of the bottom sealing nozzle, and they give it to you in circumference. So you get half the circumference whenever you go online, and it's like, oh, 42-inch beach ball. Okay, 42 from the top all the way around means my diameter is going to be about 25 1/4. Actually was reading through the Amazon reviews, and some people were pissed off. They're like, oh, they said this was going to be a 42-inch beach ball, but it's only about 25 inches. Like, if you read a little bit more carefully and did a little bit of math, you would have known exactly how big it was. Oh, well. It doesn't take too much of a crazy bit they're doing. Actually, I'm just imagining all those kids in the math class go, when are we ever going to use this stuff? When you want to know how big a beach ball is to make a paper mache pumpkin, you little brat. Now shut up and do your math. Oh, dear. That's when you're going to use it. Damn it. How could I use circumference to measure diameter? Ah! Math, bitches! Oh, dear. Nice. I wanted the ability to make items that could go out in the rain, and I would not have to worry because they would all be plastic. Because the biggest problem I have with paper mache is the inability to, at least for me, other people have waterproofed theirs, put it out in the rain, no problem, but I just can't bring myself to do that. I think of all the little tiny little crannies and nooks, and then the water will get into it, and then and then I just go nuts thinking about it. Whew. Hey Christine, how's it going? Either my Twitch chat is not occupied or is not working. No, there's 2 viewers on Twitch. But either nobody has said anything or that thing is not functional. It's one of the things I really don't like about XSplit and all these extensions is that they update, but God, I wish they were just like automatic, like I would not have to worry about it. I know for the one I use for YouTube, I got to get the ID of the channel that I am using and put that into the chat so the HTML5 can properly rig it. Oh well. Somewhere out there, there's somebody who knows how to do all that with no problems. But it's not me. I'll probably have to make the scapula or the shoulder blade bones for this guy after the fact and secure them to the back. Same for the clavicle bones. We'll see what we get. I might just use some rope, mache it, and bring stuff up. Around here, I mean, last 2 Halloweens ago it was drizzly. Last Halloween it was a bloody fountain of sky piss. And suffice to say, not a fan. Not a fan. We should put some crazy looking sigils into the front of the bar of this start on that. The nice thing is if I make this guy a wood/vine sentinel, then I can go and I can use the witchwood technique to put twisty details into him even more, which should be nice. Did a little bit of work on the pumpkin heads in between sessions, just because, again, layering is very boring to watch. And I was able to listen to my audiobook without YouTube going, oh, copyright, copyright. Yeah, these aren't turning out bad. I must confess that another bit of my 3D printer excitement is I'd be able to make these ribs out of both plastic and possibly make them in a configuration that accepts paper or even just like a surface coating of starch and water enough to give anything else under it a grip. And I gotta say, the thing I most want to do very desperately is make a one of my witch orbs in a 3D imaging program so I can just print the damn things. They take forever to make, but if I can 3D print a witch orb, then oh my god, they're gonna be everywhere. Oh, so cool. And that would be nice. Because, man, if you're making a witch orb, you gotta just make all those little pieces and layer them one after another onto the other one. Ah, I love doing it, but it takes forever. Who knows? Maybe there's some folks out there who are good with 3D modeling, and I could possibly just subcontract and say, here's a video, or mail them one. Get a 3D scan. Yep, there's that too. Could just pump them out and be like, hey, 10, 12 bucks a piece. It would be nice if the 3D printer could pay for itself, I'm not going to lie. There's just so much stuff out there you can make. It's crazy. Okay, a little bit more bulk there. Oh. Of course, I don't ever want to shy away from sculpting, though. It's cathartic and relaxing. Who's that under there? Hi, Samhain. Samhain the cat under the table. You're probably chasing your mom around, aren't you? Alright, 3 more rib fronts, and then we'll do the sternum. And then we will... I don't know. I'm also looking at the lighting on the sternum, because I want to be able to wrap a set of green LEDs around the center support strut. I don't want them to be disgustingly visible, though I could just take some milk jug plastic, wrap it around it, and that would diffuse the light with relative ease. I wouldn't have to worry about people going, oh my god, there's a string of LEDs under there, that's how we did it. And the face for the main pumpkin head is already jumping out at me as I look at it in front there. Part of me is somewhat jealous of the materials of the future that will probably be around for sculpting long after I am gone. If there's ever some sort of, like this stuff that hardens instantly under UV light that they've already got, because they've got that glue that does it under UV light. Imagine a sculpture, and it's fixed. That'd be so nice. It has been pretty bloody windy out up here too. You got a wooden coffin there, Wayne, or are you working with foam? We've been thinking about replacing our big fences with foam just because we're tired of hauling those giant bloody monstrosities around. Hi! Sameen, what's up? Let me move this giant beach ball. Oop, so you can say hi. Alright, nope, I scared you down. Wanna try again? Nope. Okay. Oh boy. Ah, Majesty's right behind me. I'm a cat magnet. Yay! Oh, we're trying again? Yep. Hi. What are you doing? See him? Come on. You can do it. You can do it, buddy. Come on. Yeah, hi. How you doing? Welcome to the craft chair. Craft space. I'm gonna have to put it up in this room and close the door so you guys can't get to the printer while it's doing its thing. Excellent. Nice. Yeah, I've definitely become a big fan of styrofoam construction myself. The wood is nice, but again, sometimes it weighs so bloody much. Hey! How are you? Oh, we're curious. Go boy. I'm really worried that Twitch is not working at all. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab my tablet in a sec here and tune it into Twitch just in case that thing is non-functional. I'm gonna do this top rib and do that. Interesting. I'd be worried about the dust particulates from that myself. Breathing in tiny bits of styrofoam. But I can definitely see how it would come out excellent. I'm not sure how big a piece of the green floral film you can get. I know I always go down to Lowe's to get their, what is it, not R11. Well, it's the foam at any rate. The big sheets for my tombstones. Maybe it is R11 or R13. My brain wants to say R13 though. Gotcha. Yeah, I figured you would be wearing a respirator. I remember when I got into rock carving, somebody was telling me about a friend who also did it, but was using the Dremel to carve their stones with a diamond bit, but they didn't use a mask. I'm thinking, God, the rock dust you're inhaling. Okay. So, let's get a fiendish looking breastbone. Oh. Alright, I want this whole piece of top PVC well hidden. How about the sides? Think of thin coating. Just make it really hard to see. It'll be painted over anyway, so. Color-wise, there won't be too much off with it. Whew. Whew. Yes, they did, Sergeant. They absolutely did. I do not know how long our closure will go, though. There is some hope that before the end of this year, we may come back into session. That'll really depend on when the COVID peak hits for the infection graphs. But yeah, at the moment we are absolutely down, down. And judging by the effects that I've seen, it was probably a good call to make. The pneumonia that rises from this thing is no joke. And to think, only about a month ago I was singing the "It's No Worse Than the Flu" Buckety Bluck 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 song. But that's the nature of information. More information as it becomes available. And then you reevaluate your life choices. I doubt we'll have a graduation this year either. I know that the quarantine here will last at least probably until April 30th. Minimum would be my guess. The distance learning thing is, I don't know. I'm a classroom teacher, so I don't like it. I find it hard to monitor my students, and I find that communication with the majority of them is difficult. All right. So there's an opening breastbone. Wow, that really slinks off to the left at the bottom. Okay. I was worried about that. It's alright, nobody's going to care, but I do. Jeebus. Woo! It goes to the left! Yeah! Okay. Yep. Anybody with a compromised immune system has to really watch themselves. I hear you there. Thin layer on here. I just want this to not look PVC. Nobody's going to be inspecting it that close, but I'll know it's there. Yeah, I'm glad it shows to just do the front right now. With all the moisture in it, it's a little bit rolly. There we go. All right. There's enough masking tape in the back. Or rather, I'll do that when I do the back section. All right, let's get some weird detail going here. Alright, let's try this one. It's not bad, but it's leaving little bits. Where's that other one? Alright, I like that one too. Let's try this one. Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. Pain, of course, is the top of the ribs. Da, 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 da. Alright, behind isn't too bad. Using a tool here. Looks like that. Hey! Hello, Galamite. Yes, it is absolutely some Halloween time. It's April. There's only 6 months left. Oh, man. Let's see what other cool tools we have. I have another one of these. I don't really need a scooper. Do we have one of those balls? Yep, I got a ball. Balls. Something I can use as a ball. Balls. Let's try a ball. Had good luck with balls in the past. Unfortunately, it is dragging material with it. Let's try this. It's not bad. I'm going to keep just working with this one. Seems to be fine. Doesn't cause as much. Obviously, if you pull the fibers apart, you get kind of the frayed edges, and they are somewhat obvious. That, or we should do a light one over the whole thing and then just cotton the crap out of it. Doesn't usually take too much though to generate the illusion of wood, so long as it's gnarled in any way, shape, or form. Again, the problem though is the 360 nature of the project. Close enough. This is always the first project though, and the first project is always going to have screw-ups. I hear you, Galame. I hear you. I haven't used the clay sculpting tools too much. Usually I do most of it by hand, but this really seemed like a very good opportunity because I knew I would have these spots where I would just not be able to get into the project. Another thing to do is just give this some push. Ridging. So speaking of doing it by hand, and then we can use this to widen the weirdness. Yeah, that does very well. Okay, yeah, combination of both hands and tools is very happy. He's gonna make painting it an absolute pain in the arse with all the texture though. There we go. Hey, Joey. I am glad to be back. Got the joys of COVID crud. Texture, texture, texture. As far as I'm concerned, the most important part of any project. You know, that works really well. Ooh, oh, I like that. That is fastest and easiest of all. In fact, give me a thing that just has a round that's been hit with. And I don't really have one. Maybe. Maybe. Need some wax. Majesty, can you hand me the wax? Cat, hey, can you pass the wax? Madge, sometimes I don't know. Oh, never mind, Madge. I have a candle up here. You're good. You're good. Thanks, Madge. Appreciate it. I am not on Instagram, sadly. Yeah, Instagram is for the young, cool kids. I'm just an old fart. There we go. Come on, just give me a waxy soft spot. There you go. That's what I want. Okay, that should do. Alright. Let's try this method on this side. Just giving me some creasy bits. And the wax should make it so this thing really does not want to stick to the tool. Alright, and then just a little push, a little twist, a little crease, and damn near instant woodsy look. That wraps easily around. It doesn't require a whole lot else. And we just use this one some more. Yeah, I like it. Simple, easy, effective. Large though, really. Maybe this one. Yep, great. And all I'm doing here is just pushing clay around with the edge of the stick to give myself some large grooves. And then we can just nudge those grooves into more woodsy looking random configurations. relative ease. Whew. Yeah, I got 2 fur babies running around the house. They keep me busy. They keep me sane, really. I do not have what I would call a breathtakingly large social circle. So the fur babies keep me from going too mad. That is really nicely effective. If anyone had ever told me that I would one day be into sculpting, I would have told them that they were nuts. Absolutely insane. My heart was set on pen and paper, and I was going to be a sketch artist. Yeah, you're telling me, Hunter Heat. Absolutely. Now is the time to be building props. Can hardly go out and do much, so may as well make paper clay and put things on. Looking forward to that 3D printer, though. Super, super, super looking forward to that. Like I said, if I can find somebody who can 3D scan the witch orb. Copy, 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 copy. Ah, damn, that was so easy. Alright, here's the close-up you look. That was stupid easy. Now work on the breastbone a bit more. And then we'll apply those same techniques. I don't know quite yet how I want this to merge. I have an idea, but I don't know if it'll be good or garbage. I think it'll be easier if I make a small snake. Around the edges. Alright, yep, that'll work. gonna have to go a little bit detail crazy on the breastbone. I am so glad that paper clay stays workable for a fearfully long period of time. Careful. I don't screw up the detailing on the ribs. Freaking love paper clay. Whew. Good stuff, Ross. Yeah, I've definitely become a real believer in the paper towels. Gotta have a very strong form under them, though, as at least in my opinion, because they retain water very well, as they're meant to do. But yeah, the structure they give is damned impressive. And thank you for talking early, Gallimay. I was a little worried that Twitch chat was non-functional. Forgot to mention that. Apologies. I should have used this thing. Alright, good. There's that side. Let's do this side. Up, over and around and away. This is a lot like doing the gums on pumpkin teeth. I wonder what was making that rappity tappity glass sound. Hey, Madge. Good girl. Yep, it's an excellent method. Absolutely excellent. Ah, okay. Gotcha. I have a feeling that YouTube probably streams it a little bit better. YouTube just cares too much about copyright. And actually, we'll be able to extend this breastbone down a little bit too. It's going to look really good to throw some witch wood into this at the very end. I may have to put this guy on the wall downstairs. In between seasons. Be a shame for him to just sit in the basement the entire time. Okay. Extra time. Maybe not. Maybe. All right. Let's go down in the middle first. Then give me something flat. That might work. Something flat. Can't see through the bottom, damn it. That might also work. Yep. I think that'll be fine. Oh, that's perfect. Really need to coat all these tools in wax or oil. That's starting to break up a bit. Okay. Do. It's wood. It's twisted wood, sort of, ish, kind of. Checking. No. think this will be improved a lot with cotton. Too much. There we go. Whew. It's getting there, Lynn. It's getting there. How we doing, Lisa? Oh. Alright, well, let's take this arm down. Whew. So here is the start of, that is heavy at this point. Start of the rib cage. Got the ribs half done. It's very heavy right now with the water weight of the clay. That'll dissipate a lot once it has dried out. I don't think I'm going to try any crazy symbols in there right now, just because I would rather hit it with a Dremel and tear away a bit later, or simply paint them on later if I need to. But that's not bad. Just gonna give a little bit of crunch over into the top here. Make it a bit more uneven. A little bit more woodsy. These tools are great. Thank you, Joellen, for the birthday present. Birthday or Christmas, I can't remember, but she did really well getting me these suckers. I think later I will wax them up a bit. Great. All right. That is fine. We're going to stop there on that one because I do not wish to overdo it. But there's our opening woodsy rib cage. I'll put this up somewhere high where I can knock it over later accidentally. Mads, you need to be very careful getting where the cats can't get at it, so it can dry in peace. Good. Now only I can screw that up later. Perfect. Hi. Wow. Good girl. Now, I shouldn't have sat it back down. Now we can get something to draw with. Go into the Makes Marks on Things drawer. Yep. Best filing system ever. Heck yeah. All right. Oh, come here. There's going to be the head for that thing. Now I imagine it is going to lean forward a bit, which will leave me with presumably whatever head mount roughly there. Nope. Roughly there. Meaning that I'm going to have eyes roughly there. I'm going to have nose roughly there. I'm going to have evil mouth roughly there. Yeah. Oh. Alright. So, is anybody crafting tonight? Or is everybody just thingity doing? Let's have the nose go the opposite way from the rib cage. I'll add some weird twist symmetry to the face. That means the teeth will be long here. How far away is that? Short. Okay. Cool. And drying time has been my bane on this project. So much little stuff to do. This was, of course, the balloon that I had to slash open and repair by stuffing a beach ball inside of it and inflating it. Because those blue paper towels, wonderful though they are, started collapsing on the project. You know, I haven't done a lick of work more on the model ship. I got into the groundbreaker here, and that has been a far more interesting project. I think the model ship I really started just to get going, get something started. I have it behind me up on the supply rack, and at some point, if I ever don't get going, then I will absolutely come back to it. Because it's a good project. But in the face of things to do for Halloween, it just doesn't hold the same thrill. Oh, especially after doing that rib cage, because I really liked how the texture on it turned out. I was very pleased with that. Hello, Natalia. How's it going? Sorry, I'm just seeing you there. My monitoring screen is a little off to the side. Crafting is not quite like game streaming. I got you, Lynn. Yeah, I definitely, anything that has like air in it, like I've been using, is not the best for it, just because, again, it holds so much moisture. But if you get a solid form under it and you can just lay that stuff on, it's awesome. Since I just mixed up this paper clay, it's still got bits of not super mixed fluff in it, so I like to give it a quick smack through. Make sure it's more even consistency. Alright, what am I going for here? I'm going to go for not rattling the camera all over the place. My goal with this project is to try more surface texturing than I have in the I've been seeing some people's pumpkins who have been doing surface texturing, and I am just absolutely in adoration of what they are coming up with. I've always been a texture fiend. It seemed to make no sense that I was using the paper bags for primary surface texture, which isn't bad, and that skin look is great, but it's time to try a little, slightly more, I hesitate to say realistic, because it's obviously still a paper mache pumpkin, but realistic look. Because the skinned pumpkins are certainly spooky, but you can tell that they are things meant to look like pumpkins without having the necessary feel of a pumpkin. It's a pumpkin-like shape in the dark. Not bad, but I want to try new things. I highly recommend paper clay. It is one of the most forgiving and wonderful substances to work with as an art medium. And depending on how you make it, it's just wonderful. You can get modeling clay standards of surface. Mine is not, because I am using, I think it's R11 insulation fluff, but if you use toilet paper, oh my god, it comes out so nice. Of course, toilet paper is it's like burning dollar bills or melting down gold to make toothpicks these days. Somewhere I have some really, really cheap stuff that I got from, I don't know if it was like a Family Dollar or something like that, but it was a hideously cheap TP. That I intended to use for super high fidelity modeling, but I never had anything that required it. Because again, this stuff is all for Halloween, which means that you see it part in the dark, and if it's not well lit, I don't have quite the lighting and electric rig to make sure all my props are brilliantly illuminated. I think the only tricky thing about masks with paper clay is that as a medium it's a little bit heavier than other things you could be using. But when that 3D printer gets here, I know I am planning on making a low poly face mask and then paper claying it and seeing what kind of monstrosity I can come up with. I have already downloaded a Thingiverse thing for a Plague Doctor mask. Which looked good. Shadow boxes, nice. Uh-oh. That's the sound of Mama Cat doesn't want to play with Sun Cat. I know that view very well. Oh. think we're going to hold off putting on the teeth now because I'm not sure what kind of teeth I want to throw on this guy. But I got a lot of paper clay, damn it, so gonna use a lot of that in the next day or so. That I know. I should probably bring up my fan from downstairs to hit the project overnight. Probably will do that. I have also never joined a paper clay project at the top of a pole before, as I need to for this. They've always been standalone pumpkins, so I do not know how well this Sentinel will go together. Keep applying pancakes, no matter what it takes. Nice. I am tempted right now to take the neck of the monstrosity I currently have, and slice down into the PVC pipe, make many vertical cuts, maybe about 3 inches down, then use the heat gun to splay them out so it has a, kind of a broom structure to mount to the pumpkin head, and then attach that to the bottom and paper clay all around it so it's built right into the design. That's at least my current idea. It doesn't strike me as being too hard to do. I have the comfort of knowing that it's built in very solidly to the project. piece of brown paper in there that doesn't work very well. I got a pretty good batch of this insulation, but it's still got its standard problems of tiny bits of stuff that doesn't stick very well inside of it. Not bad. Give a little bit more of the face around the lower edge a hit. Then we'll throw in some texture, or at least some initial texture. And then we'll start on some of the mini pumpkins. Alright, a couple more little pieces, and we'll do it. Oh, nice. Yeah, I must confess, I'm definitely still worried about the mounting of this thing, but worried in that sense that I haven't done it before and have no basis of context for it, but I'm really not worried about it working. I definitely do not fear that I won't be able to get it going. I think it's more like anxious that it goes the way I want it to go. But you always screw the first one up, so who cares? There we go. There's that edge blended. Alright. Let's take the rest of these edges down. Probably ought to move that camera over the other side, considering that I tend to work a lot more with my right hand. But all I'm doing is taking the edges and smoothing them into the mache, or the outer mache layer, so that when I come back to this and try to put a transition on, there's a beveled surface rather than a hard line edge, because I can match these up a lot easier than an edge. Beveled surfaces blend a lot easier. Okay. Yeah, I figured it won't be too bad, Bonnie. Like I said, not worried about it. Where's that piece of paintbrush I was using earlier? Right, I had that little piece of paintbrush. There it is. Alright. Let's get some pumpkin lines drawn. There's our radiant point. Our radiant point is roughly there. I'm of course just using this paintbrush to draw some vertical pumpkin lines. Make them appear and disappear. At the moment, just trying to decide on their density. And how far they should be running. Very surprised as to how well this paintbrush is marking. Okay, so there is the start of our head for the groundbreaker. I did not bevel the inside of the mouth because I know I'm going to do a lot of sculpting work in there in the future. Probably the same for around the eyes. Oh, not too bad, old man out. Not too bad. Just getting some work done. Working with my favorite media, paper clay. Did a rib cage earlier, working for the pumpkin head now. Whew, and now, working on further little pumpkin heads. Ugh. So I got at least 3 little buggers ready to go. We'll see how they go here. Ooh, that's still got wet on the bottom. All right. That's because there's water in there. Hey, go figure. All right, so that means we have 2 of the buggers ready to go. Not 3. Either way. All right, here's the bottom. Oh. Should do a standard. Standard little upturn. Greeny face. Oh, man. How about you, old man out? How goes things during this crazy quarantine time? Let's see how far around I'm able to do this one. Since I'm texturing the surface, I've got to make sure that I leave myself a grip space. I hear you there. My sleep schedule's been devastated. I wish I was a fellow who had a nice regular circadian rhythm, but sadly, it's not to be. I like to sleep when I'm tired. Because I don't get tired at a regular time every day, it always changes. Yeah, I hear you there entirely. Right on, my brother. One thing I do love about mini pumpkins is that they tend to finish very fast. Now for me, I'd be right in bed if I was too tired. I find it difficult to relax in bed. And usually I throw on an audiobook, and that probably doesn't help very much because then I'm listening to the audiobook and all entranced in its mysteries. Especially if the audiobook is good. And right now I've been experimenting with some new ones, so sometimes they're good and sometimes they're... But if they're not great, fortunately I don't end up listening to their sequels and sequels and sequels. I think the biggest disappointments have been some of the sci-fi ones that are trying to be way too gritty. A lot of the authors just need a funny character in there for some levity. I have heard that the Silmarillion is a lot like reading stereo instructions. I have never tested that theory for myself, but I absolutely have heard it. I find that I tend to, if I'm listening to go to sleep, I make sure I'm listening to something that I like, that I've read before. That way, I know how it's going to turn out. I don't have to worry about if I fall asleep, I'll miss whatever. I always set a sleep timer anyway. What is that? It's hot glue. But still. Suppose I'm going to need a round thing to put this in so it'll dry. Just about to the point of no return on this anyway. Running out of handholds. I'm glad, Sabrina. It's nice to hop on, do a little crafting, say hi to the fellow Halloween lovers, or at the very least, Halloween crafting enjoyers, or just crafting enjoyers. I'm going to shut up now. For whatever reason. Oh, I'm hoping if this guy is done this year, we'll have a fun time. If I get that 3D printer, we'll see what kind of magic it can help me accomplish. I really want to 3D print witch orbs so bad. The witch bottles I'd rather do by hand because they're kind of fun. But the witch orbs, oh my god, if I can speed them up. Just speed them up. Stay away from that aperture. I'm going to have to get the balloon out or the beach ball out from there. Alright, let's bevel the outer edges. Okay. Then let's streak it. Yep. Oh wow. Yep, may have taken that a little too far. Let's pull this clay up. Otherwise, it's never going to have a good drying spot. Did too much work. There's the little guy to start. Got myself a Sidewinder X1, which has the big thing for me was size. It's got 300 millimeters by 300 millimeters by 400 millimeters printing area, so it can print big stuff. Well, all right. Yeah, I meant that would do terrible things for dreams. Hello, Martin. How we doing? I don't know. There's a lot of good people on YouTube. I've been watching Let's Game It Out quite a bit lately. Oh, what time is it? 1:09. Not bad. Got at least 2 hours of work in. I still got another little pumpkin to do that. Whew. Yum. Damn, I love working with clay though. Fantastic. I've never messed with 3D printing on props before, but I'm very, very, very much looking forward to giving it a try. All right. So that's that one. What kind of face are we gonna need on this one? Kind of wanna. All right, yep. Let's try that. This isn't really the face side. There's the face side. Damn. This will be a narrower face. Oh, God, yeah, I hear you, Martin. I am up to my face with Corona news. That's all that's out there. 300, 400? Okay, cool. Yeah, I think the CR was another model that was along those same lines. Yeah, the CR10. Yup. Absolutely. All right, let's also make sure that if I have this, I am only doing halves. The other side is able to try. I'm looking forward to seeing how that thing pans out. Have my own little creator shop minion. I'm actually wondering if our BOSI's has a 3D scanner. Somehow I doubt it, but nice. And then if that all works out very well, a CNC machine will be on the horizon within another year or two's time. But we'll see. I'm in no rush to go spending the entire life savings on maker stuff, particularly since I am very much a niche industry of Halloween stuff. Smooth it. Seen some good stuff from laser cutters as well. I figured if I ever get into it enough to get a CNC machine, or a hobby CNC machine, make sure it's one of the models that has a laser cutter in it. Though my buddy who teaches tech over at the Unadilla Valley School already has a laser cutter machine. I know that I have access to that should I ever really need to. Ooh, tiny little. There we go. Whew. All right, I need a round thing. Oh. Hi, Madge. No, my cat isn't a round thing. You're more football-shaped for face. That one's a cup, and I can't use that. That is full of firework fluids. Oh, I should grab another roll of tape. Ooh. Oh. I get it. Careful. Good girl. Good girl, kitty kitty. There we go. Roll of tape. Yeah. I can definitely imagine using the laser cutter on EVA foam would make that a hell of a lot easier. Absolute a lot easier. Along with a lot of great precision on the shapes. I thought about 3D printing out embellishments for tombstones that you could then just tack on the tombstone. It would look like some nifty master-crafted stonework. So much stuff, so much stuff. Things to make them, paint them, have everybody go ooh and ah. Well, I've got to make a new gate into my backyard to give my trick-or-treaters a circular flow this year. It's one of the big projects. My fence needs straightening in many areas. And I'm not looking forward to doing that. Not too much else that's really big in my setup. I know that around Halloween time, somebody will come out with some cool new animated prop, and I'll be sitting there biting my thumbs going, oh, should I get it? Should I get it? Should I get it? No, I must not get it. And then I'll get it. Because that's what happened with the Nightmare Harvester. He's really expensive, but he's really cool. But he's really expensive, but he's really cool. Nope, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And he's mine. I have no regrets. He's awesome. No regrets whatsoever. This one is proving to be slightly more tricky for some reason. I think it's just smaller area in between the details. Part of me is kind of itching right now for some restaurants to be open again. The only thing down around here that's still open, like McDonald's, Burger King, and Arby's. And while those establishments have their charm, they are not any place I feel like frequenting. I don't want to be going into Arby's going, the usual, Bob. I hear you there, Gallimay. It's one of the reasons that I avoid Pinterest. Because it's so easy to sit through there and be like, ooh, that's so cool, I'm going to make that, add it to my thing. Ooh, that's so cool, I'm going to make that, add it to my thing. And then all you have is a whole bunch of stuff that's kind of waiting for you to have time. But I also have very, very particular sensibilities about my Halloween stuff. Which I am very, very grateful for. Otherwise, I'd be building so much crap. Love these tools. Whew. Nice. I would like to make a lot more pumpkin sentinels. I'd like to find the optimum, simple way of doing them. Lord knows I was very pleased with that rib cage I made earlier, so. Alright, this guy's face is almost set to within tolerances. About time to bevel and be done with him. For now. Anywhere that's really choppy, that's really choppy. That's fine, that's really choppy. Alright, time to line up. Oh. Nose up. Bottom down. Okay. Okay. And there is the initial face of that guy. And we'll let that dry up before we do the rest. Oh. Woof. Alright, a couple arms to initial clay. Oh, so much clay work to do. These guys just need a really thin eventually these will be the Scarecrow's arms. Which honestly, it doesn't matter if they're smooth or wackadoodle. Probably a little bit better if they're wackadoodle at this point. This will just serve as the form for future work. Give me a base to lay more clay down later. Ooh. I get the sense that my clay is drying out a little bit. Just leave a handprint shape in it. Kind of curious about the overall weight of the project in the end, and somewhat concerned by it. I know the PVC will hold up without too much difficulty, but this guy could have a weight problem. Wouldn't that be a shame? Mm. Mm. Unfortunately, I know this is not the most entertaining of things to watch. The downside of mache crafting. Ah, cat's out in the hall. that in a minute. You know what I should get? I should get some slightly larger PVC so I can just put it over the top and slam it down. I would shape that right to the outer edge of this without having to worry about smoothness or anything like that. 1-inch PVC fits very well over 3/4 inch PVC. Yeah, screw it. Spanking plastic. There's that piece. I don't want the fur balls trying to eat it. That is grabbing bits of this, so let's just let that dry. Let's dry it here. Alright. Much as I would love to do another one of those, I think we'll call that done. Oof. Thanks, Galloway. Yeah, I've done that before myself. Like, finally, they're all. Wait, how? Oh, damn it. Thanks, Lynn. Have a good one, everybody. We'll catch you probably a little bit more frequently over the next couple of days because I've got all this paper clay whipped up and I certainly want to use it. We'll get the head done. We'll get the rib cage done. We'll get the at least two mini heads, if not more, completely set, and at least sculpted. And then we'll have a darn good time. Take care, folks, and we'll see you around. Whew. Echo, turn off craft light. Oh. Take you downstairs. Along with another fuzzy bin, hopefully. Hi, Madge.